Hello everyone, I'm Mari Ray, and No Man's Sky has dropped a new expedition. Probably not really new by the time I get this video out, but you get what I mean. I've skipped the last couple of expeditions in No Man's Sky, nothing against the game, I still love it, we just all need a change of pace every once in a while, right? This expedition looked very relaxing though, and if there's one thing that we can all stand to do, it's take a moment to chill, sit back, relax, and catch some fish in a video game. For this journey, I am joined by my older sister, who I convinced to purchase this game a while back when it was free to play for like a week, and we just never found the time to play together again since. We awoke on a rather dry and dusty planet. I immediately started to collect resources and located my broken starship, as is tradition with the beginnings of most things in No Man's Sky. My sister struggled to find out how to join me, but she eventually made it in.
Oh my god, what the hell? I look like a rhinoceros orc thing. I look like a Wookiee, like, kind of like a Wookiee that's also a rhino, that's also a gorilla.
Eventually locating my ship, the first task of the expedition was complete. I became pretty certain that I couldn't trust my sister though, seeing as it took her far too long to figure out how to find her ship icon on the compass. So I went to retrieve her, and we greeted each other as normal siblings should.
Zappa.
Zap, 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 zap. Finally united, we got into our starship and read a message in a bottle. As I settle into the spaceship, oddly familiar surroundings, I feel a strange dampness about the seat. The smell of salt water lingers in the air, faint but unmistakable. Looking closer, there appears to be a bottle lodged into the launch control panel. There is a message inside the bottle, scrawled in a hasty hand and torn from a larger book. It reads, "I finally feel like I'm getting closer. A trade on Gisto? Who is Gisto? Offered me solid gold information on this location for a price. And so I'm selling my ship. I'll miss the Celeste. But I have to know if the rumors are true. I hope whoever buys you takes good care of you." At the bottom of the message, someone has added a handwritten set of planetary coordinates. Input the coordinates. Universe address validated. Warp coordinates primed. Rare item found. The Angler's Diary. A message recovered from a bottle stowed beneath the seat of the starship. It reads, "I finally feel like..." Oh, I just read that. Then it was time to repair the ships. The ships repaired, we launched into space to check off the next task of the expedition. After warping once, I realized I made a mistake by not crafting warping fuel before we left, so neither of us had fuel to keep going. I started scouting for a good planet to get materials to fuel up and told my sister to join me, but she was instantly distracted by the space station.
Matter which planet? Is that a gigantic triangle pyramid? Is that the Illuminati? Oh, no, it's the space station.
I made another mistake by reminding her that we could change our character's appearance on the space station. While I threw together a quick spaceman outfit, my sister had to explore all of her options. As I waited, I behaved completely normal and like an adult.
Having fun here. You spinning, Mari?
We made a quick pit stop for some fuel and eventually landed at the first rendezvous point, completing another task of the Expo. After picking up some tech for a fishing rod attachment on the multi-tool and checking off another milestone, it was time to start doing what this expedition was all about and learn the epic skill of fishing. It's fine. We all have to start somewhere, right? Besides, it still checked off my next milestone. I finished 2 milestones at once by catching 5 fish and catching an uncommon fish as my last. Then I waited around for my sister to catch up, so I did some more easy milestones that didn't take too much effort to knock out. I released 3 fish for freedom of the sea, randomly fished up a message in a bottle to complete the one that. Then I made a food processor and got catch of the day. I stood around fishing after that, waiting on my sister to catch up to my progress, but instead she inadvertently destroyed my game by asking a question.
What the? Is the ground invisible behind you? For me, you too?
Yeah. Somebody might have dug through it with the terrain.
Oh wait, yeah, you're right. Okay, I thought it was.
Oh no, it's just see-through. That's just a glitch.
It is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, did it freeze on me? Did it crash?
Oh,
the
yeah,
game
you're stuck.
My game proceeded to crash every time I loaded the game after this. Eventually, I got it to work long enough for us to leave the system, hoping that might correct the issue, but after exploring on the new planet for a while, I crashed again. I thought maybe my save was corrupted, so I started a new one and it crashed within 5 minutes of me playing. I ended up having to turn to Google after Steam started to throw errors about the web service not working, and it resulted in me having to go into the Steam folders and removing the web service to recreate itself from Steam to finally open again. After that, luckily I stopped crashing and our expedition playthrough was saved. We collected the materials to craft some more warp fuel and detoured to the station to sell the fish that we had caught up to this point, and left the system heading towards our next destination. I quickly ran into a freighter battle and my sister somehow forgot how to warp.
How do you do?
How do what?
How do I do?
How do you do what?
Warp hypertrack.
You put X and you go to the warp menu. What the heck? Well, we've done this like 4 times now and you don't. Destroying the pirates, I made it to the expedition destination first, a torrid planet with firestorms. Approaching the ruins fulfilled the next milestone of the expedition, giving me some inventory expansion and the next task of fishing a message in a bottle. I had to wait for my sister to catch up again as she figured out how to use her visor and to find the correct destination, so I plopped near the shore and casted a line.
Oops. Oops. Oh my gosh.
Did you just type ARF in the chat?
I was trying to go back to target sweep mode and I didn't know what was happening. I'm like, what's happening?
Put some ARFs in the chat, guys. ARF! Eventually, a firestorm rolled in. Cause we didn't start the fire. And it brought me luck because I randomly fished up a legendary fish, which completed another milestone's midst of the deep. I'm really good at this. I wasn't even trying that time. Eventually, I finally fished up the message. The scrap of paper recovered from the bottle found bobbing in the water. The message on it reads, "The rumors were true. It's out there. I can feel it. Not here, but somewhere. The water calls to me. I just need to follow its voice." This completed the message in a bottle milestone. Now it was time to learn about bait and complete the next step of the expedition, taking the bait by fishing with bait. Since I had to wait for my sister to fish her message to continue, I did some fishing in the daylight hours, eventually catching 3 fish only active in daylight hours to complete the sun on the water milestone. We decided to hang around for a while longer to do some more milestones, so we got the material we needed to install the skiff and summon it to complete Pond Skipper. We finally decided to head towards the next rendezvous, but we were getting low on fuel again, so we made a pit stop. This time on a paradise planet with lots of water. A good place to do even more milestones without the need to deal with hazardous weather. I tested out the new water landing tech. Cool, by the way, I like it. We looked ahead and found tasks that we could complete on this planet and planned to finish as many as we could. Well, I did. My sister did this. Okay, so we can go to like towards the I should have turned on friendly fire this time. We got started by finding some deep oceans. Luckily, many of the world's near expeditions have tons of bases built by other players. We found one named as a deep ocean base and started our milestone grind by diving 50 U underwater to achieve freediving. After returning to the surface and casting a line into the water, we completed the inky depths for casting a line into the deep ocean. Eventually, with a bit of RNG, we completed night fishing. Up next, catch 3 enormous fish. My sister had a lot better RNG than I did on these types of milestones.
Oh, come on, come on, come on, come on. Give me a good one. You're huge. Oh my god, give me a good one. A colossal giant sunray.
Ooh.
Only caught in daylight hours. That was the last of my spicy bait. Oh, wait, I got 3 enormous fish. That's a milestone.
Nice, nice. But she could always spend some time admiring the cool new water graphics as she waited for me to eventually catch a colossal fish and finish the lurker milestone. I then started doing what I always do and obsessively scanned everything around me and accidentally completed another milestone, Abyssal Wonder, by scanning an aquatic creature over 100 kilograms. Then we went in search of living pearls, collecting 15 to complete Pearls of Wisdom. The last thing to do in our Paradise Planet pit stop was to build an underwater base to complete Child of the Sea. There weren't many tasks left in the expedition, but the milestones haven't really been difficult as much as they've been time-consuming. Once we made sure to stock up on supplies, we stopped at the space station and I did a bit of trading to get a new ship and made my sister so jealous that she just stood next to my new ship T-posing until I relogged into the game. We sought out another player base on an irradiated planet to try to catch some irradiated fish. Again, the RNG gods liked my sister far more than they liked me, but I did eventually fish my last irradiated fish from the water and complete the feed water milestone, and the second phase of the expedition was done. It was off to the next rendezvous point after that. We were on a cold planet and the first thing that we had to do was fish up another message in a bottle. I saw it in my dreams last night, scales like fire and eyes of pure starlight. It sang to me, a song of hope and longing. It wants me to find it. I know it. I must be closing in. Is it the Kraken? Is it the Kraken that we're chasing? This finished Tales of the Waves and unlocked the plans for an automated trap, which we would need for another milestone. We built the maximum number of traps that you can place on a planet, 3, and started fishing for uncommon frozen world fish to complete another milestone while we waited.
One eternity later.
It took much longer than I would have liked to do this. So long, in fact, that I completed the waiting in again milestone for catching 100 fish. My sister, again, had way more luck than me, but with some resilience, I completed the ice cold milestone. Then collected the fish from the automatic traps to complete the lazy fisherman and the third phase of the expedition. It was time to keep going to the next location, but not before stopping at the space station to sell the fish we caught. We had been doing this periodically, and selling this batch completed fresh sell fish for selling a total of 500,000. Then we warped a bunch more times to make it to the next rendezvous point. The task once we landed, like the other rendezvous points, was to fish up a message in a bottle, and I used up all of my luck by fishing it out on the first cast. I was right, it was here. After all these light years, all of the doubts, it's finally mine. Oh, and how it shines like fire in the water. Beautiful, impossible. This completed Call of the Water, and we were getting down to the most annoying milestones left in the expedition. There were 2 time-consuming tasks left for us, catching 7 uncommon fish that are specific to hot planets, and catching 3 stormfish. We again borrowed someone's base, and if we were lucky, maybe we would catch stormfish, right?
You serious?
Despite spending a good chunk of time on this planet and toughing out several storms, we were able to get the in hot water milestone for catching high temperature fish, but we weren't really any closer to the stormfish. Ready for a change of scenery, we moved on to the last rendezvous point, in the middle of the ocean. Did I tell you guys that I don't like the ocean? Can you guess what we had to do next? Of course we had to fish up a message in a bottle from this mysterious angler. The fire has faded from the catch's scales, and my dreams have soured. I thrash throughout the night, my skin itches damp and clammy, salt seeps from my pores. It longs to be free. I cannot keep it contained like this. It must be free. It must be free. That's not ominous at all. This completed the Angler's Rest, and we were now tasked with fishing up the Angler's Legacy to complete Scales of Fire. Our last task of the expedition, catch fish that only swim during storms. All the time we had been fishing, we accidentally finished most of the tasks or didn't have to do anything special to complete them besides being patient and fish in a particular environment. That is technically the same for this, I suppose, but storms weren't infinite and it became incredibly frustrating waiting on them and only getting a few minutes to try to catch these fish with no luck. We took to the internet and were directed to a particular bait that would attract these fish. The problem? We didn't have the materials to craft them. We remedied that by gathering what we needed from a nearby planet. I didn't realize at the time how many bait that you craft at once, so we might have gone overboard. 320. Yeah, I think that's enough. Even splitting the stack in half and sharing it with my sister, if this was not enough to catch 3 of these fish, I don't think I'd have the willpower to complete this. Managing to get ourselves to the point of only needing 1 more of the 3, it seemed like a good idea to get to the best chances that we could, so we went in search of an activated copper planet. It's my understanding that these planets have more storms on them. I did make a mistake here, though. I let my sister navigate us here.
2,000 years later.
Huh?
Are we on the wrong planet? We are on the wrong planet, aren't we?
Correct!
We're on the wrong planet. We're on the wrong f***ing planet.
What'd you say?
We're on the wrong f***ing planet.
What do you mean?
This is not the activated copper planet.
It's not?
Nope. Look, I'll cut her some slack because the planets looked extremely similar and I wasn't paying any attention, but we landed on the wrong planet. We were on the wrong planet. When we did make our way to the correct planet, it took literally us entering the atmosphere for a storm to kick off. My sister, as she had been every other time, finished her last fish out no problem.
Caught a stormfish.
Sweet, you always beat me. You always have better RNG than me. Always have better RNG than me.
You can do it. You can do it. Put your back into it.
I, however, had to appeal to the storm gods of RNG and hope. No! Damn it. Oh, yes! I get it last second! At the buzzer! At the buzzer! At the fucking buzzer! Yeah! Oh, man, that was wild. Okay. Coming in clutch right at the end with the last stormfish at the very end of the storm, we had finished the expedition and become fishing masters. If you made it this far in the video, I want to say thank you so much for watching. It's been a minute since I've played No Man's Sky. Haven't forgotten about this game, just haven't really felt like playing it too much. I have been watching the updates though. They've been really neat. I love the new world generation. The water is pretty impressive too. It's pretty cool. I want to check out this expedition because it seemed pretty relaxing. Seemed like something that would be, you know, kind of chill, which is sometimes what I'm looking for in a video game. Sometimes, you know, you just want to relax. You just want to chill. I had a lot of fun. I pulled my sister back into playing after her not touching it for a while, so that was fun too. So I really enjoyed myself, and hopefully you did too. I apologize for it not being straight gameplay, but let's be honest, there's a lot of downtime when you're mostly just fishing, so I hope you did get some enjoyment out of the video though. Anyways, thank you guys again for watching, and if you like this video, then please give it a like or don't, that's up to you, but I do hope that you'll come back and join me for more No Man's Sky that we post here on the channel. Thanks all. Bye bye.